Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
And welcome to episode 275 of The Brink of Sanity. I am back. I am Jay. With me is Marc and Bry.
Hello.
Is it recording this time, or should we keep doing openings?
It's
Take
recording.
two.
It's recording this time. You know, you guys.
Our guest host, Peter, he didn't have us do two takes because he got it right the first time.
Did he? Because you and Bry sounded like crap. He sounded great, but you and Bry's mic sounded like garbage.
Ooh, someone wants to go when I was on the show.
I'm
it
just
was
saying
so
there was
terrible without me.
there was a lot of
Jay came back from Japan with an attitude.
there was a lot of trash talk about my audio editing qualities. Yet the episode didn't sound so good.
Ooh, Jay's giving us 3 snaps. He's like, snap, snap, snap.
Well, Peter's
crap
an
without
attorney.
me.
He's not an audio editor, so.
Well, that's all right because Peter's probably going to be the new guest host because last episode was the most downloaded episode ever.
Was it really? Yeah.
He did it.
It wasn't. It wasn't even close.
Really? Like, you don't have to give the number, but what percentage it more?
50% more.
Holy, yeah!
Is that because I downloaded this one?
Did you download it an extra 600 times?
Maybe.
Yeah, Peter. Yeah. Peter, maybe you should quit your day job and start doing this full time.
We got
Peter, get a rental car and get out here.
we got 700 more downloads than our average.
Ooh, Jay.
Hey, how's that feel?
Not great.
Jay, what feels better? What they did to you in the Thai prison, or getting?
In the gulag.
You know, it's funny because Jay, when I miss shows, our downloads drop dramatically, but when you miss, our downloads go up dramatically.
Yeah.
When I miss, I'm sure they go up too.
The 2 episodes Mark missed were 600 below average and 300 below average.
Hey, what about the Knicks one? You missed the Knicks one too. How was that, above or below?
That one was below.
Oh, okay. So they like you for the Knicks news. They don't like your random banter.
Yeah. So that felt great. Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
So thank you everyone who downloaded the show that doesn't usually download the show. In honor of Jay is not valued here. Jay, do you feel are you valued here more or here? Are you valued more here on the show or at work? When you got back to work, were they like, "Oh, we were much more productive without you, Jay. We got a lot more done."
No, everyone who was supposed to cover for me dumped my work right back on my desk the day before the end of the month.
Oh, that's what happens to me when I'm on vacation.
So that was fun because I was jet lagged. I was used to a 12-hour time difference, and then all of a sudden I have like 2 weeks worth of work to do in one day.
Can we cut to that scene? Hey, Jay, welcome back. Where were you? Were you hunting for whores out in Asia?
No, but I did have a great vacation. I'm glad you guys covered for me.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and stay late tonight, okay?
Listen. I know you asked me to cover for you, and I got you covered. When you were gone, everything got done. But you know that work you gave me? Here's the entire pile. If you could get that done, and I'm actually going on vacation. You mind covering for me?
By covering for you, I meant covering your desk with work.
It's so good to be back, guys. So I also this is what I did this before I checked the download numbers. The day I got back, I wasn't working because it was Memorial Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, and so I spent half of a day getting the Brink website back up online.
Why?
That's what I'm telling myself because then I looked online and I was like, motherfuckers.
What?
When I looked at the download numbers, I was like, I just spent half a day for all these fools, and they don't even like me.
No one knows there's a website.
No, they don't.
Why would you put it back online?
It was bothering me.
It was bothering you?
Yeah.
You turned to your girlfriend while you're in the middle of Japan going, something's irking me. I just can't get, I think there are people that want the website. I got it. I'm just going to do it from Japan.
Well, the problem is we paid to have the domain. So, like, to not have the website up, like, what's the point? Like, the site's already paid for another year.
Yeah, but don't you have to pay more to get the website up?
Well, that was only because I don't know anything about getting websites up, so I had to pay $80 to have them fix it. But that's only because I'm a fool. Normally, I wouldn't have had to pay that $80.
There's a lot of that's onlys in this story.
When you do the, I know you're taking these CPA exams. Do they teach the concept of sunk cost?
Yeah.
Opportunity costs.
Did you understand any of those things?
This
Was that on the test you took the day before you left?
This show started off real good.
The test says you own a domain name for a website no one wants. Do you spend $80 to put the website up, or do you consider it a sunk cost? Spend $80 to put the website up. Nailed it.
Why did I even come back? Peter, next episode and every episode from here on, I am handing the crown to you.
We may have sounded like shit, but apparently people, the demand is in for Peter to sound really good, us to sound not quite as good, though I think Jay's lying about that. And the demand is for the Peter show. We gonna call it? Can we get the name from you and call it Peter's Brink of Sanity?
We could get the other guest host, Peter, and you could call it The Adventures of Pete and Pete. I don't think Nickelodeon would sue you at all.
Oh, I thought that was a show by Louis. What's his show? Louis C.K.
Horace and Pete.
Oh, Horace and Pete.
Yeah.
Which I tried watching once. And I had to like turn it off.
Yeah.
Have you tried watching it?
Never
No,
heard of
it was weird because there was no description of it. He just wanted to he wanted you to buy it on like blind faith, and I don't have a lot of blind faith.
Well, it's on YouTube. I found one of the episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure now it is. Yeah.
And so I started watching, and I'm like, waiting for the comedy. It's just a drama. There's no real comedy in it. And I'm like, I'm sure if you sat through the entire thing, I'm sure you might like it, but I don't know. I got bored and just turned it off. It wasn't as good as I hoped. Jay, so did you have any stories from traveling through Thailand and Japan? And first question.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Jay, did you do anything on your vacation that an 8-year-old wouldn't have done? Because all your pictures were like 7-Eleven, Dance Dance Revolution. Did you go back in time when you went over there? Or?
Look, in Thailand, they have potato chips too, but they call them something different.
And they have 7-Eleven, and they're open 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so let's go to Jay's Facebook page.
Do you not want to go back? You want to just jump right into the middle of my trip, or you guys just can't wait for
a chronological story?
Are you going to tell us every minute of your 25-hour flight, or
holy shit? Jay.
No, I mean I just had, I had an order to things. And it
says Jay's first trip to Asia. He travels 500 miles, and here's what he comes back with, and it's just a bunch of Kit Kat and candies, but with Asian lettering on them.
No, it's not Asian lettering. It's different flavors that we can't get in the United States.
Wow, they have different flavors.
All right, Jay, it's your podcast. This is probably your last episode, so if you want to tell your stories, go ahead and tell your stories.
So you can get Kit Kat with hoisin sauce. It's crazy.
You wouldn't be curious in trying sake flavored Kit Kats.
I don't like sake.
Well, how about
I don't even like Kit Kats.
How about cookies and cream flavored?
First of all, Brian doesn't like life, so he's not gonna like anything. There's nothing you'd be like, how would you like breathing Japanese air? Rather be dead.
I'm gonna fly 20 hours to try shit flavored Kit Kats.
Okay,
how was sake Kit Kats? Was it amazing? Everything.
How was TSA, Jay? Did you make it through TSA all right?
You see, you kept betting that I was going to get stuck there. You forgot the fact that my girlfriend was going to be holding my hand every step of the way because I would have gotten lost at least 10 different times. There's no way I would have figured that out on my own.
In JFK?
Any of the name it. We had a total of 8 flights. I would have got lost on at least 7 of them.
How do you get lost in an airport?
How do I do anything?
I don't know. But you took a picture of Wings Bucket, chicken wings. KFC in the U.S. is holding out on us. What is...
It's chili cheese flavored chicken and extra spicy flavored chicken. And they were both amazing.
I went on a tour of Asia to give terrible reviews of food.
You wouldn't be curious in trying that at all.
Did you try everything they had?
No, I tried the stuff that you can't get here. Oh, I'll take your original crispy flavor, please. Like, why would I try the normal stuff?
You're playing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
This is also a picture from Facebook. Jay's doing. Why were you playing Dance Dance? Like, we were like, I'm playing Dance Dance Revolution in Asia. It's amazing.
Because the Dance Dance Revolution machine was filled with J-pop songs that obviously aren't here.
And Jason's going through your Facebook scroll also. He shows that morning TV is better in Thailand. He shows a picture of what they're watching on TV in the morning in Thailand. Your Facebook posts are amazing.
It's a morning TV show filled with robots. How is that not entertaining?
I think Thailand called. They asked you. The Tourism Bureau asked them to say that you were not in Thailand.
Would you rather?
They don't like how you promoting their country.
Would you rather me have posted pictures of beautiful landscapes the whole time?
Yes. Oh, a supermarket. Pictures of a supermarket. That's crazy.
You have
they have a
no.
supermarket there.
You have
And
no
they-
idea how awesome.
You know what Jay's pictures were? Have any of you guys bought tickets on Ticketmaster lately?
No.
You go on Ticketmaster and they do that stupid like thing where you have to like click that you're not a robot, and it's like 4 pictures, and it's like click a picture that has a grocery store in it, and it's like that's what all Jay's pictures look like. All the pictures.
Do you have any idea how awesome the 7-Eleven was there?
Jay's like, I can't believe it. They don't sell the exact same food products 10,000 miles from where I live.
It was completely different.
Yes, it's completely different culture. They
What a
speak a
world.
completely different language.
No, it's not like just snacks. They have like full entire meals, and they heat them up for you behind the counter.
Yeah, they do that at 7-Eleven. They're called hot dogs.
Come on.
What do they have? What meals? Where you're like, I'll take the lobster and make it fast, 7-Eleven worker.
I got like a chicken Penang curry over rice, and it was like $2, and it was delicious.
Okay. So you're saying 7-Eleven was the place to go for food?
It was really good, yeah. Well, I mean, like when I got into Thailand originally, it was like 3:30
You
in the morning.
you didn't go to the Thailand Outback?
They actually
You know-
had one.
It's weird. I went to Thailand a number of years ago, and my pictures don't include a picture of the potato chip aisle at the supermarket. But Jay's do.
Well, you missed out.
honey, I gotta take a picture of the potato chip aisle and post it to Facebook. Everyone's gonna want to know what the potato chip aisle looks like in different countries. I have a question. Why is the potato chip aisle not provided from Japan? I want a comparison between the Thailand potato chip aisle and the Japan potato chip aisle.
I'm not done posting pictures.
Are you not?
No.
How did you turn to your girlfriend and be like, translate that, translate that, translate that? 'Cause
Well,
obviously you don't speak Thai.
right. No, I got sick of that.
For those that don't know, Jay's girlfriend is Thai and speaks Thai, so make it a little easier for him.
Right. No, I got sick of that after a few minutes, so I just learned hello and thank you, and I would just do that and then, bow and then kind of look at potato chips.
Honey, how do I say, I know you look like a girl in Thai, but do you have a penis? I need to ask. Just how do I say that?
Como se dice?
You turned to how to say in Spanish?
So first of all, the trip there was an absolute nightmare.
Okay, let's start in your order, Jay. Tell
Oh
us
my god,
more.
I just fell over from shock. I can't believe that. Really?
Really, the 800-hour flight to Thailand was uncomfortable?
Oh no, it wasn't even that. It was the weekend before I tried to bring my cat to my dad's.
By the way, so you're telling me they have a place where they keep soda in the supermarket, like a refrigerator, like they do here?
I don't know why you're being such a dick about all this. Your
Hey, wait a
pictures are
minute. We missed the
hilarious.
part. We skipped the part about Jay's test before the trip.
There's also Jay took a picture. There's a coffee machine in the 7-Eleven, like here.
Somebody asked about the coffee. You're specifically leaving out details just to make me sound weird. Somebody said, "What about the coffee?"
And here, Jay took a picture of the 7-Eleven worker to post her on Facebook and go, look, in their 7-Eleven, the person's not Indian.
No, if you look behind her, there is a liquor. There's an entire stash of liquor behind her.
I do see the liquor, yeah.
Yes, that's
so
what I
you're
was.
saying 7-Eleven, they sell liquor. That's your big thing.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too.
They have lollipops also.
But that wasn't supposed to be in the picture.
Move the lollipops, miss.
Jay got a lollipop for being a good boy on the airplane.
Could you? How do I say to tell her to move the lollipops and tie and ask her if she has a penis?
I just ask everybody in the entire country if they have a penis.
It's hard to tell. I think the transvestites there are like they're tough to tell. Would you not agree?
No, I agree. It's very tough.
Well, okay. So tell us your trip, Jay.
All right, so Bri was asking about the test. I took the test 2 days before I left, and I got an email yesterday saying I will get my grade by August 22nd.
When they're done laughing?
You better have passed, Jay. You're really let down the show.
I feel good about this one, actually.
I think we're going to, after you pass these 4 exams, we're going to turn our Brink of Sanity show into just like Jay's tax podcast. Where you just give people
accounting advice.
Accounting advice, yes. You'll give people tax advice. And each week we'll like have different tax issues.
That sounds great. That'll bring in the listeners.
Jay, what is your tax tip of the week?
Well, the other option, Jay, is you don't go on the show, and that'll bring in the listeners.
I hate you guys. My tax tip of the week is to actually, when you owe money, to pay it, because that interest adds up quick.
Did you not pay your taxes?
I owed like $12.50 and I paid $2.50. I made an even $1,000.
Well, were you on like an installment plan, or you're just like they don't know?
I'll pay you when I want.
Yeah. I didn't really say anything.
I thought if you tell them, they'll put you on an installment plan.
Well, I just did that right before the show. I just did that, but it already accrued $15 in interest.
Wait, before you left for Thailand, you didn't pay your taxes?
I paid $250 of it.
Why didn't you just tell the IRS you were going to pay the rest later?
I figured it was implied.
Okay.
I mean,
You should have
obviously,
just told
if
them you were going to Thailand, you weren't coming back. I'm not paying my taxes.
obviously, if I didn't pay it all, then they're going to get something later.
CPA exam. I think the answer to this is implied tax money coming later. Nailed that question too.
Not sure there's a section on implied payment plan.
Excuse me, Proctor.
I don't know how the tests keep going bad for you, Jay.
Excuse me, Proctor. I went through all the multiple choice options, and there's no implied payment later option. I think there's a malfunction in my test.
Ooh. I studied very hardly the concept that you should pay your taxes when they're due, or you get screwed. Hopefully there's an essay on that.
I didn't realize that when I was gone, the show name got changed to the Make Fun of Jay show.
We were pent up, Jay.
I guess you couldn't hear us too well last week.
Oh, I heard. It was
Jay,
actually.
if it makes you feel any better, I don't remember anything about the drunk show the last time we were all
I
together.
had a really good story about Pat Cooper, and you completely smashed that one to smithereens.
We'll save the Pat Cooper for another time, okay? We're not doing Pat Cooper today.
Okay, we'll try Pat Cooper again maybe next week.
Yes.
That is a good story.
I mean, the Knicks, the season is it's over. The draft is coming soon. The summer is going to be nothing to talk about for Knicks. There'll be more Brick of Sanity shows this summer, right?
Yeah. Plenty of time to.
Can I just
redo
say,
that story.
F all you people who didn't want to take my bet?
Your bet?
What?
What?
Is your bet?
My bet about the Warriors not winning a title with Durant.
Oh, yes. We could talk about that in our Knicks show. Jay Bry was positive they would not win, and he would take any bet, and no one bet him.
Well, that's their loss. 'Cause it turns out they're one of the greatest teams of all time.
They look kind of good.
Anyway, back to so anyway, I feel good about the test. Took that, and then the day after, I decided to bring my cat to my dad's place because I figured leaving a cat alone for 2 weeks isn't the best of situations.
Not your girlfriend cat, but the actual cat.
Right.
I don't know why I have to do that every time. Go on.
Well, because I mean, yeah, you figure my dad's always home. He works out of his house, so my cat will have somebody to be with.
By the way, Jay, I visited your town while you were gone. I realized I went to Port Jefferson for a day, and I feel like we should have gone when Jay was actually in Port Jefferson.
Yeah,
would you have given us a tour?
Yeah, because I'm going like next weekend.
Okay, we'll go back again. We'll meet you over there another time.
What'd you think of it?
Yeah, it looks like a nice town.
Yeah,
it seems like a good town to visit for a day.
Yeah, try living there for 18 years. So I brought my cat to my dad's, and my cat lost its goddamn mind. Like it stayed in a corner for 20 straight hours and growled, wouldn't eat, wouldn't go to the bathroom. So I had to bring my cat home the next day. So that was a complete debacle.
So where did you leave your cat while you were in Thailand?
In my apartment.
You left the cat for 2 weeks by itself in your apartment?
Cat's friend came like
Cats are fun.
my girlfriend's friend came like every 3 days to refill the food.
Every 3 days?
What else?
Cats can go like 4 or 5 days without human interaction. Cats don't even like people.
No, my cat hates that girl that came over to feed her. She wouldn't even come out to say hi. After being alone for 13 straight days, she still wouldn't come out and say hi to my girlfriend's friend.
Jay, so just to let you know, for a future tip, in case you decide to have kids, this kind of behavior would put you in jail.
This won't be on the CPA test.
So my cat wouldn't eat or go to the bathroom for about 20 hours. So I called my girlfriend and I'm like, all right, I've been up all night. My cat's losing its mind. You have to come pick us up so we can go back to Queens. So we get my girlfriend's newly bought car.
How'd you get out there, on the train?
She drove us out there.
Oh.
And then I was going to take the train back because she was working an overnight shift the day before we had to go travel. So going, after leaving an overnight shift, this is, the exact call she wanted to hear. So she drives all the way over after working all night, pick me up. We put my cat in her newly bought car, and the cat finally decides I can't hold it anymore and pees all over my lap while I'm sitting in my girlfriend's car.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So I had a 2-hour drive home with a cat pee lap.
Maybe the cat heard the Brink episode where we talked about your ride in the cab, and wanted to make the cab smell, the car smell just as good as that cab smelled.
Could be.
Could be.
So that was all leading up to the actual trip, and then with the trip, I realized that my apnea really, really kicks in when I'm sitting upright. So I had a nice 13-hour flight, gasping for air.
Why did you take just take something like a Tylenol PM or something like that, like pass out for the flight?
I don't know if that would have made it worse.
Why? Have you ever taken you've taken a Tylenol PM before, right?
Yeah, but
or
not sitting upright.
A lot of that shit makes me real restless.
Well, you don't sit upright. You can lean back by like 1 or 2 degrees. So
that total 2-degree incline would have put me out.
I don't know why they even have to what I don't understand is why you have to return to the upright position before the plane lands. Like, what's going to happen? Like, where is there like a high incidence of death? Higher incidence of death if you're leaning slightly back?
I also don't get why you have to open the windows.
I don't know. I feel like
that's a weird one.
I feel like all they want you to do is do their job for them before the plane lands. Mm-hmm. Could you guys clean up, open the windows, return to upright condition, mop the
Pick
floor?
up all your garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
Restock the toilet paper in the bathroom.
They're just can you just do my job?
That might be it, because I can't think of any reason why you would have to open the window.
I have no idea.
Do you think it's like a secret code? Like if the windows are shut, that's like their code that there's a problem on the flight?
They're doing it every time, but listen, if the airport sees that 10 windows are down, they're going to shoot us down. So make sure the windows are back up.
I can't think of anything that it could be.
It's probably just some OCD thing from the first pilot who ever had a commercial flight. It's going in for a landing, shut the windows. We landed. Okay, every time we're going to keep the windows shut now so we don't crash.
Jay on his next flight keeps his window down and gets the plane shot down. Yeah, I don't really understand. How long was your flight? 13 hours from New York to what?
To South Korea.
Did you go over the U.S.?
Yes, over the U.S. Well, we went north, so it was
You went west, right?
We went west. So they went north first, so it was over Canada.
Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah. Did you guys stay in South Korea, or did you was it get right on a plane?
Yeah, we only had I think 2.5 hours.
Okay, so where did you go next?
We just stayed we stayed in the airport, and the Taco Bell there had barbecue pulled pork quesadillas.
That was a Facebook post.
That was really good.
Nothing like eating food at an airport.
Yeah.
But the airport's 10,000 miles from here have different food.
The Taco Bells here don't have that. I don't see why. I don't get what about that you're not grasping.
The Americans in Thailand don't look like Americans.
It's a completely
So where
different
was your
analogy.
first? Where you go? You went to Thailand first, or where did you go first?
Yeah. So first we went to Thailand.
How long's the flight from South Korea to Bangkok?
Like 2.5 hours.
Now, when you were in South Korea, did you see any missiles?
No, that's North Korea.
I know, but I mean, they probably shot them like over South Korea, didn't they?
They're not like constantly shooting rockets.
Oh, it sounds like they are.
No, I didn't see anything crazy.
Speaking of Thailand, apparently, not Thailand, North Korea. Apparently, Kim Jong, whatever the hell his crazy name is, criticized Donald Trump for pulling out of the Paris.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
He said Donald Trump is a selfish person for doing that, which is wonderful when the craziest leader in the entire world calls your leader a jerk, selfish.
And he's right. That's the even sadder part.
You're like, I'm gonna really hate myself for agreeing with Kim Jong crazy.
Yeah. That's
Okay, so
not a high moment in the United States history, right there.
So you get to so the flight. You couldn't sleep. What did you just up the whole time, or what were you doing?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, and the movie selection was pretty shitty, so I was kind of just sitting there. It was really bad.
What was the movie selection?
I watched Passengers with Chris Pratt and
Why did you just download stuff to bring with you, like shows on your like phone to watch instead of like what?
Well, I downloaded 5 episodes of Justified, but like when you download them from Amazon, they're like a gig each. So my iPad filled up after 5 episodes. So I watched 5 episodes of that. So I'm done with season 5.
Okay.
But yeah, then I ran out of that. So then I just started watching whatever shit. Like I was too tired to read, but I was like too apnea to sleep. So I was kind of just like half watching movies.
Was your girlfriend asleep? Did Kat sleep the whole way?
She slept on and off. She slept for a few hours at a time. So I watched Passengers. I watched this boxing movie. The boxer gets in a car accident, becomes paralyzed, and like retrains. It was called Not Rocky.
Oh, okay. That sounds awesome.
And then I watched.
How was the food in the plane? I see that food that did not make it on Facebook.
It was all right. The Koreans, I guess, eat a lot of beef because our choice from Korea to Thailand was beef or beef.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll take the beef, but I want the vegetarian beef.
Yeah, it was like 2 different beef dishes. The long flight, the food was decent though. Yeah, so then we got in at like 2. By the time we got to the place we were staying, it was like 5 in the morning. So that's why I went to 7-Eleven, guys. It's not like I was like, all right, we're in Thailand, time to go to 7-Eleven. It was the only place open.
Right. because it's the only place open, okay. I thought you were just like, I'm tired, and when I'm tired, I go to 7-Elevens, no matter what country I'm in.
Nothing's gonna stop me from my 7-Eleven.
I wonder if they have Thai-flavored Slurpees.
The cool thing though
Do you have pad Thai hot dogs?
it's the most racist questions ever.
Do you ask everyone if they were Jackie Chan?
Just run up and hug them, Big Jackie.
You just do a series of like you meet someone, you're like, oh, I met someone that must have been your sister because she looked just like you. She worked in 7-Eleven, and
Are you guys all
oh my
related?
god, everyone's one big family here.
Yeah, you guys all related.
You turn to your girlfriend, you're like, is the cab driver your dad?
Oh my god.
Okay, so you go to 7-Eleven, and you're like, this is crazy. Everything's in a different language. Facebook posts are going to go off the hook. What did you do for how long were you in Bangkok for?
2 days.
Okay, and what did you do for your 2 days in Bangkok? How many STDs did you get?
Well, the place we were staying at was a little bit out of the city, so it was
I have the translation. Actually, I have a Thai to English translator from Google,
Mhm.
and I have the translator for the name of the place Jay was staying. It was called Young Boy Inn.
Young boy, no leave.
So yeah. Anyway, the Roar area is interesting.
I'll stay in the Young Boy Like White Cock suite.
Actually, the first thing I learned when I went to Thailand, all the toilets there have a hose with like a spray nozzle, which is a good idea because if you think about it, just wiping shit into your ass is not the. I don't get why we're so behind in toilet culture.
Wait, they have a bidet, whatever.
Well, but it's like you got to do it yourself. It's not like built into the toilet. It's like a hose with a nozzle on it. So you have.
It's just like a separate hose you just stick in your ass.
Well, with a nozzle, you don't stick it in your ass. You spray your ass with the nozzle, but you got to aim it. You know what I mean? It's like a detachable hose, like a garden hose.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can we cut to the scene of Cat walks in? Jay, why are you having sex with the toilet?
You're not supposed to stick this in your butt.
See now, if that was me without my shirt, I'd be taking a shower in there. I'd be cleaning up everywhere.
I don't think I would. I don't know. I've never tried a bidet, and I feel like I'd feel a little odd doing it.
I have a bidet on my toilet. I love it.
Do you really? Are you shitting me?
No, I bought
So
it. It's not like a real bidet. I bought it on Groupon. It's like a thing that goes on the toilet seat, and it connects to the water. Where the water comes in, it's like a splitter, and there's just like a little knob, and you turn it, and when you want to wipe your butt, I love it.
Well, if you think about it, if you got shit like on your arm, you would not be cool with just wiping it off with toilet paper. Like I don't get why we're cool with that.
You'd have to be the worst person at wiping their ass to get shit on your arm.
I'm just Mark. This episode's
if you're
called
wiping your ass with your arm.
This episode's called Mark Doesn't Get Analogies.
Wait, hang on. I want to go back and cut to something. Bri, not cut to. I'm a Bri. So what exactly? So you have a like hose hooked up to your toilet?
Go to yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
So what I learned from that hose thing is that it takes practice because the first time I tried to do it, I kind of instead of going at like a 90-degree angle, I went at a 45-degree angle, and I like shot the back wall behind the toilet bowl. There was water everywhere.
Why is the room soaking wet? Did you take a shower? In my ass.
And I wasn't in one of those bathrooms where the shower is like in the bathroom.
Okay, I see. So I found the Groupon thing that how
I think the next one down is what Jay's talking about with the handle thing.
So I have a question. So using this, so you do your poop, and then you turn it on before you wipe.
No, no,
I turn it on before I
yes,
wipe.
Yes. Jay probably does it the other way.
No,
clearly.
No, I misunderstood.
Jay, don't lie to us. Bri, so you do that. Are you cleaner? Like, you still have to wipe though, or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
are you like? Is there less like? Is your toilet paper usually like less poop filled?
I rarely have any poop on my toilet paper.
Okay.
Yeah, you're basically just drying yourself
My
off.
butt doesn't get itchy, and like if I go somewhere and I poop, like if I'm on vacation or wherever, like I could tell the difference. I could feel it.
Yeah, it's way better
Yeah.
once you get the hang of the aiming thing.
Okay.
But Japan has the built-in ones, and they actually have a whole series of buttons. You could set the temperature, the pressure, the angle.
Oh yeah.
And I went to a restaurant and I had to go, so I went in one of those, and I push the button and it goes on. I'm like, all right, I think it's clean, and then it keeps going, and I'm like, all right, it's definitely clean now, and it keeps going, and I start panicking, and I'm like, oh my god, it's not stopping. I don't know what to do, and I realized after way too long that there's an actual stop button. I thought it was kind of like you push it, it squirts, and you're done. But I had
you thought it was like it had like a monitor thing where it was like Jay's ass is really dirty.
Well, some of the
Jay's clean when there's no more water left in Japan.
Well, some of the automatic faucets, you put your hand under it, it goes on for like 5 seconds, and then it turns off. I thought it was kind of like that.
The hotel desk is like the person's like, listen, Jay, I know in America you may use, we don't have as much water as you do. You cannot use that much water. But my ass is so dirty.
I have a dirty American ass.
Dirty American ass.
Yeah, so those took a little bit of adjusting to do.
Okay.
So we're in a rural area in Thailand, and basically everyone there, like, sets up shop in front of their house. It was pretty interesting. Like, we were walking around like 7:30 in the morning, and people are already like cooking dishes, and like we got like, bags of curry. Everything comes in a plastic bag.
Don't they know they could just go to 7-Eleven and get like a prepared meal?
How much is the food? So how much was a bag o' meal?
It was really cheap. Everything's like $2.
Okay.
So
like, what dishes? Like, did you have pad thai there?
I had pad thai like the very last day.
Okay, when I went to Thailand, I had pad thai every day I was there.
No, I only had pad thai once the entire time I was there.
Oh wow. What dish do you like?
I like all different curries. I don't even know what the hell I was eating half the time. There was just pots of like weird things, and I would just point at it, and I didn't even know what the hell I was eating half the time.
Did you get sick at all?
I only got sick once the entire trip, and it was after I ate sushi in Japan. And it was
That's
only
surprising. Yeah.
I was surprised too. It was only once. Like, my girlfriend and I, half hour afterwards, both had to run to the bathroom, and then that was it. It wasn't like 4 or 5 times. It was just like one emergency once, and then that was it.
Okay.
I was surprised it was the sushi that did it, though.
Okay, so tell us your 2 days in, like, besides getting your ass washed and taking pictures of potato chips, what else did you do in Bangkok?
That's where we went to a couple giant malls there. That's where I found Dance Dance Revolution, and I realized playing that in 100-degree weather almost killed me. So I almost died on my second day there.
How was the mall different? Was it, instead of Yankee Candle, was it Thai Candle?
It was Pad Thai Candle. It was weird. Everything was either Pad Thai or Jackie Chan.
Tell us more. Tell us more about your adventure in Bangkok.
The first...
We went to Bangkok, and I got there. We went to 7-Eleven, and then we went to a mall. It was amazing.
It was a lot of like malls and shopping and stuff the first 2 days because we were still like cracked out from the trip.
Did you go look at any Buddhas? When I was in Bangkok, everyone was directing us to go look at like a leaning Buddha and sitting Buddha and standing up Buddha and playing basketball Buddha. There was all these Buddhas you had to like go around and like go see at different temples.
We did go to I think we went to 2 different temples. Yeah.
Okay.
There's temples, like, it's a very religious country.
Was there a Temple of Doom?
It's not like I don't know, it's like it's everywhere, but it's also not like aggressive. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like here where they're like, you're going to hell?
Well, here, like, you go in the subway and people are like pushing pamphlets in your face and holding up signs and stuff. There's a lot of statues and stuff, but nobody's like being pushy about it.
Okay.
So let's see. After that, we went. We took another.
Did you at nighttime? Did your girlfriend accompany you to the whorehouse, or you went by yourself?
No comment.
They went together.
Okay. Did you go to any of the other sex shows?
No.
Did you think about like the?
Did you know that there were sex shows?
No, I did not.
They have we were walking around on Bangkok, like people would like, they'd have girls approach you and be like they'd be like, ping pong ball show?
Really?
And my wife was like, what's a ping pong ball show? And I'm like, if you don't know, I don't know if I want to tell you, but I'm like, we go there, the girl takes off her clothes and shoots ping pong balls from her vagina. Are you happy you know that now?
I'm assuming
Is
that was
knowledge you're glad you had?
I'm assuming that was a negative.
We did not do that. No. I think if she was not there, it'd still be a negative. I don't think I really want to see that, actually.
I kind of would, not because it's hot, just kind of one of those like, I just kind of want to see that.
You want to see, like, would you play her in like ping pong?
No.
Like, you have the racket and you have to hit it?
No, I would actually want. I wouldn't want that ping pong ball anywhere near me. I would just like to see it.
Like
Someone-
a hazmat suit, maybe.
Yeah.
Someone told me a story in college, and I feel like it's one of those stories that's not really true. But they knew someone that had gone to Mexico and got hit with a ping pong ball and ended up getting a
Pink eye.
yeah. But it was like the clap or something in their eye or whatever, chlamydia in their eye.
That sounds like one of those urban legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's at the time I was like, wow, really? And then you were like, I feel like you heard the story from like 3 other people, like
Yeah.
that totally, like, oh wow, all these people I randomly know that have,
You go to college and everyone on your floor has the same story.
Yeah, when we
Wait
went
a
to
minute.
college, I heard from 5 different people about a friend they knew who did 8 tabs of acid, thought he was a carton of orange juice.
Yeah.
That was like the big story when we were going. It's like, wow, I didn't know so many people thought they were orange juice in college.
Okay, so you go shopping at 7-Eleven at the mall, and you're like, okay, let's go to another city in Thailand and do the same thing.
No, then we went to, we took a flight to my girlfriend's hometown.
What's our hometown?
I don't know, Uban, Raja, something I can't pronounce.
That must have been. Oh, honey, we're gonna go to your hometown of Ubaja. Don't give a shit to learn how to pronounce it.
Yeah, something like that.
She's like, oh, let me try again. New York, your turn.
That's not fair. There's so many less syllables in New York.
That's not fair. Your countries have weird names. Your cities have weird names. You guys use weird language.
Can we go to the city of Pad Thai next? So we went to Kat's hometown, but then we immediately got on a van to Laos.
Where is Laos from? So Laos is right next to Thailand. Knowing
Yeah.
nothing about geography.
Yeah, it's north of Thailand. So it was like a 2-hour drive.
Didn't we, as a country, bomb them a bunch during the Vietnam War?
We've
Something
bombed,
happened in Laos.
we bombed everybody.
Then we were just like, they look like they're in Vietnam too. Drop bombs on them.
They look like that family in Thailand. We better drop bombs on them.
Tell us about Laos. Was it lousy?
No, but the getting in was lousy. You need you have to go through customs, and they want like your passport and all this stuff. And then they're like,
How could it be a different country? You all look the same.
actually, they didn't. Laos women were really cute. So they asked if I had a
Were Laos women / boys that look like Laos women the hottest women?
the hottest
countries?
the hottest lady boys.
The hottest, yeah. Did they have the hottest lady boys there?
Yeah. So when you're getting into the country, they ask if you have I forget the size, whatever like photo ID would, like a 2x2 photo.
See, this is where I thought you were going to end up in jail with all these little scene changes here.
Yeah, this is where I would have like messed up. So they asked for a 2x2 photo and to put on your visa.
And you had a 3x3 probably, right?
to put on your visa. Who goes around carrying like pocket-sized pictures?
Yeah. Why would you have a 2x2 photo of yourself?
Because it was a scam. Because I said I do not have.
Were you in Nigeria?
Well, I said I do not have that picture, and they said, okay, it's an extra $3. So I give them the $3. I'm like, where do I get my picture taken? And they're like, no, you don't need your picture taken now. So it's just their way of getting an extra $3 from everybody who tries to like go through.
The only good part about all this is that when you get scammed in like Laos, you're like, oh, they scammed me. Only $3.
Yeah,
Who gives a
that's
fuck?
true. That's true. Also, like the women are really cute, but they eat the grossest food in Laos.
What were they eating? I didn't see pictures of what Laos women were eating on Facebook.
Pictures are coming, man. The
Okay.
So this old lady at the border walks up to me with a bucket of live frogs. And this was not for like pets. This cute little girl comes out of the custom shop, and she buys a little bag of live frogs and goes back into to work. And that's like they
eat live frogs?
I think they cook them. Like we went to, so the tour guide took us to a bunch of different sites, and we went to this one site, and this other person walks up to me with like 5 tiny little frogs on a stick, like fried up, and I was like, no, thank you. They love frogs there. Everyone's eating frogs. We went to a restaurant, and there was like 2 pages of frog dishes.
Were you at Doc
Hey, hold on.
Holidays?
What's that
I mean,
noise?
Doc Hoppers?
It was
What's
the
that noise
it
in
was
the
the
background?
Louse Denny's.
Did anyone hear some noise in the background just
Yeah,
now?
I heard it clicking.
What was that? No, Brian, what were you doing?
I was just drinking water. That might have been it.
Okay. Brian, don't drink water again.
Sorry.
Ever.
Mark, you have the attention span of a goldfish.
They were eating goldfish? So did you try the frogs? Were they good?
Hell no, no. I tried a lot of different food. I drew the line at frogs on a stick.
So my son is learning to read, and he reads like there's like this website we can go to, like they have like little learn to read books and for like different levels, level A, level B, and so one of the books he was reading was they showed like kids from different around the world eating bugs.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the book was like people eat different things around the world. And like one was like a boy eating like a worm. Another one was a boy eating a water bug, which is like a huge. It's like bigger than a cockroach. Another one was like a kid eating a spider. I was like, my son was just reading. I was like, I'm getting kind of like grossed out with him reading this.
The whole book is just people eating bugs.
I mean, the book is like 12 pages.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole book was kids eating bugs. There's a website called Reading A to Z, and they have lots of like good books for kids that are learning how to read, and this was one of them. I let him usually pick the books he wants to read, so this is the one he went for.
Gotcha.
So would you eat like grasshopper?
No, I would not.
Right? Would you eat grasshopper or
No.
or cricket?
No.
We were in Thailand. We were at a bar, and you know how they have like pretzels and like peanuts out. So they had a grasshopper out, like fried grasshopper, and my wife just grabs it and starts eating it. And I'm just like giggling to myself, and she's like, "What do you?" She's like, oh, "This is good. What is this?" I'm like, "Grasshopper," and she's like, "Ah!" And she's like, "How'd you let me eat that?" I'm like, "How did I not take a picture?" Okay, so go on, Jay. Tell us more. Tell us you're in.
So we're in Laos.
Your girlfriend's hometown, Curryville.
No, now we're in Laos.
Oh, you're in
And
Laos. Yeah, you're
we're in Laos, and we stop for lunch, and we go with my girlfriend's family. So it's her mom, her dad, and her uncle.
Oh, this was a family trip to Laos.
Yeah. So it was like a day and a half trip, one night,
Okay.
and her uncle shows up.
I have a question. So you've met her family before?
No.
This is the first time meeting her like parents?
Yeah.
Was their first reaction like, white? I didn't know he was white.
Yep. They were like, "Holy shit, you're white." They didn't even know English. They learned that sentence though.
They're like, his Asian skin is really light.
He must be from northern Thailand. So yeah.
Is
So
it weird? How long have you guys been together for?
7-8 years.
After 7 or 8 years, you've never met her family?
Well, I've never been to Thailand, and her mom's like deathly afraid of flying.
They don't
No.
Skype.
Were you concerned they wouldn't like you?
No, I'm very likable,
Okay.
except on this show. On this show, I'm hated apparently. So okay. So we sit down to lunch, and the uncle comes over to the table and he sets down a bottle of Johnny Walker. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." He wants to we can't really talk too much. He wants to bond over a drink. That's cool.
Does anyone in her family speak English or just her?
Like a word or two. Like they know as much English as I know Thai. Like 5-6 words, couple phrases.
So you just basically you guys just kind of laugh and giggle and stare at each other basically.
Well, I mean, Kat's obviously there to translate.
Then they're saying things to her like in Thai like, tell him we don't like him, but translate that to English. And she's
Right.
like, no, I will not translate that, Mom.
Yeah, they're like, "Your boyfriend's bald and fat," and she's like, "They love you very much." So he pours a shot for
Yeah.
me, and I do cheers and I do the shot. I slide the shot glass over to him. Granted, this is 105 degrees out right now. He does a shot, instantly pours another shot and slides it over to me, and I'm just like, "Oh shit, what did I just get myself into?" So I'm trying to order food and point at the menu and stuff, and every time I look up, the uncle's pointing at the shot glass, telling me to do another shot, and I was like, "Oh shit." So
Maybe he wanted to do a drunk podcast with you.
so
Yeah, maybe.
So I do the second shot, Same thing. Give him the shot glass. He pours it, does a shot, instantly pours me another one and slides it over.
Did you turn to Kat and go, "What the fuck's wrong with your uncle?"
Yeah, this is like noon, and I like whispered to Kat. I'm like, how do I make
See,
this?
everybody was in on trying to get Jay in jail.
Yeah.
See, everybody was in on it.
Hey, why do you whisper to Kat? Why don't you just speak to her?
They can't hear you.
Well, no,
You speak a secret coded language called English.
no, actually, no, I forgot. The uncle knew a lot more English than the mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
I was actually able to talk with the uncle. He had asked me like on the trip up, like if I like drinking, and I guess it came up that I like Johnny Walker, so he thought, why not drink a bottle in the middle of the afternoon? Part of it was lost in the translation, I guess.
He knew like good English phrases like "drink, homo, drink."
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, Cat, make this stop immediately, because it's at 104-degree weather. I'm like drunk off 2 shots. Like
I'm thinking I'm like 2 shots. I'm like I'm good right now. Like I don't need the third. I don't need more than 3. Definitely.
Well, plus I didn't know there was going to be whiskey, so the dad gave me a beer. So like I'm halfway through the beer, and then I did 2 shots of whiskey. So this is turning into a situation now. So,
hey, how much did a meal cost there? Like what's like when you sit down for a meal in Laos? How much are you spending in American dollars?
well, the funny thing is, the money there is like ridiculous exchange difference. So
What's the difference? What is it?
it was like 1,000 to 1 or something, because there was 8 of us. We eventually asked the 2 tour guides to join us for dinner. So at dinner, there was like 6 or 8 of us, and there was like 10 or 12 beers drank, and we got all this food and all these appetizers, and the bill said $3,400,000. And
You might want to deflate your currency.
right.
This again is how Jay ends up in jail, because he can't pay his bill.
And
Jay's like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" They're like, "That's $7 in American." Oh,
yeah, I was about to panic, and Kat's like, "Yeah, that's about like $285." I'm like, "All right, that's much more doable."
that's
You were
gotta be
probably like, I don't have that. What do you think, I made of money?
$285 in U.S. Like that kind of money. That's got to be a pretty big meal you guys had.
Yeah, but I mean that's for 8 people and a
That's a lot of
shitload
pad thai.
and a shitload of drinks.
Okay, that's probably a pretty good deal.
I mean, that would have been like $600-700 in New York.
I remember doing like in Thailand was it like it was like I remember when I was there it was like 40 to 1 the baht to the dollar.
Yeah, I think it's like 30. It was 34 to 1 when I was there.
It was definitely like math you weren't going to do. It was going to be that easy to do.
Yeah. I was like, couldn't you just round that up or down a little bit? Does it have to be 34?
Can't you use American dollars? This is fucking America.
It will be.
Okay, so you have a meal in Laos. Go on. Oh yeah, what's going on with the uncle here?
So, I do the 3rd shot, and I'm like, say something, say anything to him to get him to stop. So, her dad is an alcoholic, and so he starts passing.
Why are you whispering this part?
Well, because she's in the other room. I don't know how much of this.
Oh. Did you notice he got quiet when he said that?
He did, yeah. Her dad is.
Jay, you're not back there. You're back with us now.
I don't want Drunkle to come back and get me again. That's what I'm calling him for now on Drunkle. So he starts passing it to the dad, and they start going back and forth. Only they don't stop all through lunch. And
Is her dad a legit alcoholic, or are you just calling him an alcoholic?
Oh no! This is where the story is going. So
okay.
So this doesn't stop throughout lunch, and then we have another, I don't know, 40-minute drive to go see some temple or whatever. We're doing a bunch of sightseeing and stuff, and they're passing the shots back and forth on the van, and it's getting pretty sloppy. And
How many shots are they doing?
the bottle by dinner had 2 shots left.
How many shots did you do?
3.
Okay, you were just done.
Yeah, and I had the beer.
No, I understand. I
Yeah.
would not want to do more either. I didn't know if they were like pressuring you to do more.
They were, but I was like, Kat, say something, like, get me out of this. So she said something like, I don't want him drinking, so whatever. Just totally emasculated me. I did not care.
If
I
Jay
don't-
gets drunk, he'll never find his way back.
Right.
When he gets drunk, he starts doing the young boys. We don't want that to happen here.
I mean, one beer and 3 shots in the middle of the afternoon normally would probably get me really buzzed, but in 105-degree weather, I was like borderline drunk.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, this goes on through the entire tour, and every stop they're like grabbing beers at shops and whatever, and
I just want to interrupt by saying, it's nice after 8 years to finally meet your parents, and after meeting them, I call your dad an alcoholic.
Well, no, he is. It's not like I'm like calling him one. He is. And
Okay.
so then we go to dinner, and they're ordering all these beers and stuff. I think I had one at dinner, and there was like 9 empty bottles or something. It was insane. Which I'm kind of impressed that they were able to drink for like 12 hours straight. Like,
That's a lot of drinking, yeah.
in my best day, I probably couldn't have done what they were doing. So then we get back to the hotel at like 9 at night, and I'm getting ready to take a shower, and there's a knock at the door, and Kat's like, "Come next door, quick!" And I come next door, and like her dad had like fallen down and like split his face. Because he's like beyond zonked right now, like ridiculous. And so she's like, "Go get me ice." I'm like, this should work real well. So I go downstairs. Nobody in Laos knows the word ice, so I'm trying to like mime putting ice in a bucket, or like, I'm just running around the lobby like trying to get ice, and nobody knows what ice is.
Funny white man, he run around and dance for us.
I went to the front desk, and they pointed to the bar. So I went to the bar. None of the bartenders knew what ice was. Finally, the like 6th guy I ran up to like knew what ice was. So I got ice, and they charged me like, I don't know, $2-3 for ice, whatever. I didn't care at that point because they didn't tell me how bad the dad was. Like, I didn't know if he was like gushing blood. I didn't know if he broke his face. Like, they're just like, he fell. He needs ice. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like running around. And it turns out he had a cut, but it wasn't like that bad.
Okay.
Bad enough that it definitely needed ice because his face was pretty swollen. So I go to bed, wake up the next morning. Drunkle shows up to breakfast with a 2nd bottle of Johnny Walker. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. He wants to do this all over again after like the dad almost dies.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do? Did you do any shots?
I was like, Kat, you're going to have to emasculate me again. Just say you don't want me drinking. Like, I don't even want to open up this can of worms at this point.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was insane.
Wow, they're quite the drinking family.
Yeah.
Does the mom like throw a couple back?
No, she is so angry. If looks could kill, that was probably the angriest, meanest scowl I've ever seen on a human's face in my life. So then after Laos, we went back and we stayed at her parents' place for 2 days. And unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know how bad this situation was, at the duty-free shop, I had bought the dad a bottle of Johnny Walker Double Black.
This'll help your cut, you alcoholic.
As like a present, not knowing the situation.
Remember that awesome time we had?
Yeah. And I had picked up myself. They had Captain Morgan Jamaican rum, which I had never seen before. So,
I didn't see that picture on Facebook.
Yeah, it's coming. So I showed up with 2 bottles of liquor, and I was like, this is probably not good timing for this. We got through it. I had a couple of drinks there, and apparently it's a lot more tame when Drunkle's not around. The dad's able to have, like, a couple and stop.
Is this his brother?
It's the mom's brother, but apparently, like, the two of them just enable the shit out of each other. So yeah, the last 2 days was much better.
Okay, so you do Laos, you do her village of Curryville. Where do you guys next?
Then we go to Japan.
So Thailand was over.
No. Then we spent one more night. We went back to Bangkok and spent one more night in Bangkok.
One night in Bangkok makes a...
Not one of those nights.
What do you do? What do you do for your last night in Bangkok, Jay?
We went to a fancy restaurant with a bunch of our high school friends. Had a few drinks and stuff.
How much does a fancy restaurant cost there?
It was similar to New York prices, but this was like, I guess like their high end, like super fancy place.
Was it what kind of pad thai did you get?
Yeah, again, I didn't get pad thai.
Oh man, you did Thailand wrong. Did you have smoothies while you were there?
No, you know what? I heard that the water could give you a real bad diarrhea, so I was trying to stay away from anything with ice.
Oh, I think I heard that at, like in the middle of my trip, but I was like, oh, I'm already been drinking these. Might as well keep going.
I ended up drinking a bunch of water and having a bunch of things with ice, like not even realizing, and I didn't get an upset stomach. So maybe their water's improved or whatever. But like when we were going to those local places, one guy was selling like iced Ovaltine, and like I bought that, and it was really good. I tried to drink.
Say it's like the fruit is all it's tropical there, so like the fruit is all really good. So I remember the smoothies being really really good.
Except that they're all obsessed with durian, which is like the smelliest fruit of all time.
I never heard of that one.
It's literally like disturbingly smelly. It tastes good, but it's really hard to get past the smell. It smells like a fart. It's terrible. So then here's when we flew from Bangkok to Japan. Here's another part where I totally would have got lost.
Sorry to interrupt you, but durian is banned from Singapore mass transit
because it's too smelly.
Yeah. That was a fact that came up when I looked up durian.
That became the running joke because I was so disgusted by it. Like everyone was bringing me durian. I guess word got out that like Jay hates durian. So like the mom would show up with a bag of durian and everyone would laugh and good times.
Oh, I've seen this before. But I never tried it.
Yeah, it's not bad tasting. It's just you got to hold your nose or something.
Okay, so tell us more about your trip, Jay.
So then we went from Bangkok to Japan. We took this airline, Air Asia, which we didn't realize was a scam at the time. It's really cheap flight. But what they don't tell you is that you can only hold 7 kilograms of weight.
So they charge you a lot for your like carry-ons, is that?
They charged us $235 for our normal luggage, the one piece of luggage that every other airline lets you have on for free. Cost us $235, and their flight had us transfer in Malaysia, and they charged us another set of luggage for the Malaysia transfer. So we ended up paying $450 for our luggage for a $200 flight.
Wow.
Yeah, not too happy about that.
I'm going to guess you were feeling kind of bad about that one.
Pretty pissed off about that, yeah.
Especially when you were like, Asia Air is $10 cheaper than Thai Air. I'll go with Asia Air.
Yeah. And since they transferred to Malaysia, it's 2 hours farther from Japan. So we went in the opposite direction. So now we have a 7-hour flight from like Malaysia to Japan. And they didn't even give us a cup of water. They charged for everything. They charged for water on a 7-hour flight.
Why did you plan your trip so horribly?
We didn't know. I mean, we just saw like it was a really cheap flight. They don't say anything on the site about like no luggage and no water. Like we know now, but it's not like on their site they're like, we're cheap, but we have no water and you can't bring your luggage.
Did you spend the whole flight turning to your girlfriend being like, you're Asian, why don't you know this stuff?
I was too busy having more bouts of apnea because this was another one where we had to like leave for the airport at 2 a.m. and I didn't sleep all night.
Sounds awesome.
It was great. There was no movie, no TVs, no nothing. It was just like you sit there in silence and not drink your water and you enjoy it.
You're like, where's the bathroom? You have to pay to speak.
Exactly.
Okay, so you go to Japan.
Japan's Tokyo is amazing. I would move there tomorrow. That is just an amazing city.
Japan's Tokyo versus like Vietnam's Tokyo?
Yeah. It's It's like Bizarro New York. The subway works, the people are friendly, everything's clean. I spent 3 days in a major city, and I saw a total of 3 homeless people the entire time. Like, it's like bizarro New York. The only thing is the apartments are insanely small. Like, we did Airbnb, and we rented out an entire apartment, and the entire apartment was like the size of like my smaller bedroom.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard people there like sleep in like cubbies. Like it's like the space is so limited there. There are people that will like there'll literally be like a cubby on top of a cubby, and a person's living situation will just be that cubby.
I mean, I
They'll
could believe it. I mean, the places where we were looking at rent, and we did the currency translation. We're like, oh, that's not too bad. You know, it's like $1,400 a month, and then square feet. Once we calculated that, I'm like, oh, it's like 102 square feet. That's like, you know, my girlfriend's like, well, what's our apartment? I'm like, 700 square feet. So 100 square feet is pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just like it's like you get like they have common areas, but your room is just like a pod basically that you sleep in.
Oh, this wasn't like the place we had was a full apartment. It had bathroom, kitchen, and stuff, but the whole apartment was very small.
That's pretty goddamn small.
Yeah. Like there was no bedroom. Like they had the beds that you sleep on the floor. The shower was like basically like a big bucket. So that wasn't great.
I don't know if I'm liking going to Japan. How much was the hotel?
Well, we rented an apartment. It was $80 a night, and it was in like the best area of Tokyo. So like we didn't have to go more than 2 feet for like anything.
Okay, so you get to Tokyo. How soon do you hit the 7-Eleven?
Fairly quickly, because again, with our stupid flights, we always ended up arriving places at weird times.
So you went to 7-Eleven, took some pictures of the food, like, oh my god, this is different Asian language, and then you went to a big mall there?
No, when we got there, the first place we hit was a ramen place. Obviously, I've never seen so many restaurants in my entire life. Like, you think Manhattan has a lot. Tokyo has probably 3 times as many.
Well, don't they have 8 billion people per square inch?
Yeah. I mean, basically every storefront is a ramen restaurant. So we get off Subway, we go to one of those. They have figured out efficiency. Like, every restaurant has a kiosk out front, and there's a picture of all the food. So you put in money, you push the picture of what you want to eat, a ticket comes out, you walk into the restaurant, you hand them the ticket, and they start making the food. So, like, you don't have to worry about language barrier, and you don't have to worry about, like, you know, people are in and out, because by the time you walk in, you've already, like, ordered your food.
I mean, language barrier. I sometimes order stuff in American restaurants, and I'm, like, baffled by what I actually get. I wish there were pictures.
Yeah, everything was a picture, and it prints out on a ticket. So, like, you don't have to know anything. So that I thought that was really cool. And
yeah, that is pretty cool.
A lot of the places had that. So then we walked to the apartment, and there was a 7-Eleven on the way, so I did hit that. But
okay.
Cleanest city I've ever seen, though. I think they're really, like, they fuck you up if you litter at all.
Did you think about doing it?
There was like
see what happens.
There was 2 pages of instructions just on like how to deal with our trash while in the apartment.
Like, why? What do you have to do?
You have to separate. You know, you have to have. You know, they had like 2 or 3 bins, so you had to have like the plastic in one and the composables in another, and you can only put the garbage, you know, out by the side of the building on certain days, and so
yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, I forgot you weren't in a hotel. I forgot you were in a
Yeah, when we were walking around the city, we like if we had a tissue or a napkin or something, we put it in like a plastic baggie. We're like, I don't even want to like deal with like littering at all. Because there's no like, it's weird. It's the cleanest city ever, but I didn't see any like public garbage cans. So I don't know what everyone's doing with their garbage. They're not littering, but they're not throwing it out in the streets either.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, they got it figured out. And then when you go on the subway, everyone lines.
Maybe people eat their garbage.
Maybe
they're eating frogs in the other city, so like.
It was like the most efficient, organized place, though. Like you on the subway, and everyone lines up single file. So if you get to the stop first, everyone else lines up behind you. Instead of New York where it's like a free-for-all mob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been at the stop first, and then people like cut in front of me or go around me, or when the train pulls up, they like push in front of me, and like sometimes they don't even get on the train. So that was a nice change too. But yeah, there's all these different cool areas. We found an area that was 6 like kind of like alleys of mini bars. So each bar only holds like 4 to 6 people. Which was interesting because half of them liked tourists and wanted to like meet new people, and half of them hated foreigners and put signs up like, "Don't come in if you're a tourist," or "If you can't speak Japanese, stay out," or like, or they would put like a tourist fee 1,000 yen, which is like $10 or something. So they made you pay if you were a tourist just to like walk into their 4-person bar.
Wow.
Yeah. So we obviously stayed away from those.
Still mad about that bomb, huh?
Do you make jokes about you bombing them?
No,
Is that like appropriate?
No, I didn't know that much Japanese. I knew more Japanese than Kat, so we were really out of our element there because I knew about 5 words in Japanese.
Did you keep turning to your girlfriend and be like, "What'd he say? What'd he say?" She's like, "I don't speak Japanese."
Yeah.
But you look like them enough.
Oh my God, they have an entire neighborhood. It's probably like 15 square blocks of like 5-story buildings that's nothing but video games and anime and arcades and electronics, like basically my utopia. And right in the middle of that is that cafe where all the girls are dressed as sexy maids. And
Oh, it really is your utopia.
yeah, it was ridiculous. I was like, can we just spend the rest of the vacation on this 4-block radius?
What did she say? What did your girlfriend say when you said that out loud?
She knew what I was doing. We walked past that maid cafe a good 5 times. The 5th time, she's like, "I know what you're doing."
You don't fool me.
It was
You're
funny
not-
because every Japanese stereotype is true. I went into this 6-story arcade. Every single person in the arcade was playing on the hardest level and getting like 100% on every game. I'm not even exaggerating. It was like there was a whole floor of rhythm games like Dance Dance Revolution. They had like the drum game. They had a ton of them that we don't have here. They had one with like a turntable. Everyone was getting 100% on every board. It was ridiculous.
When you say all the stereotypes were true, when you went out into like the street where there's a bunch of like female drivers just crashing everywhere.
They had, you could actually rent go-karts and Mario suits and have real life Mario Kart. Because
Oh yeah, I did see that. Somebody told me about that.
because there's almost no car traffic because their subway works so amazing that there's hardly any car traffic, so you can rent Mario Karts and like drive down the streets of Tokyo.
Holy crap! I'm looking this up right now. Wow, that looks so.
I
Why
noticed
did
you
you not do
conveniently
that?
skipped that picture that I posted.
Did you do that?
I did. I have a better one that because I ran across them a second time, so I have a really good shot. I'm going to post later. But
Oh,
yeah, it's like a 30-minute like drive around Tokyo.
that is really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
They
'cause
have they have vending machines that sell used panties. They have
Holy shit! Did you
Did you
they
bring us
accept-
home one or?
I was gonna say, did they take your credit card? Why?
why do you think I couldn't pay all my taxes?
Where was the used panty? Like where was it? Like was
I
it at,
actually
like-
I actually didn't find that one.
Was it
Oh.
like a 2-sided vending machine where like on one like you pay $1 and put your used panties in there, and then like on the other side somebody's taking them out?
It's like a vending machine eBay.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like you go out there, you just like you push a button and that door opens and you just drop them in, and then there's like a guy on the other side. It's like getting them.
That's
I
a good question. How do you even get the used panties in there?
Yeah.
I was thinking it's funny also if there was like if you're like it's like next to a gumball machine, you're like getting gum and the person next to you is getting panties. It's like, hey, what's up, buddy?
There are
You guys watched the show Orange is the New Black?
no.
No.
So one of the seasons, at some point, one of the inmates, their big thing was to have all the inmates give them their used panties and they would sell them.
Mm.
to like people outside the prison, but it was like apparently this is a thing that was this is a thing big enough that it was shown on a popular TV show.
There was vending machines everywhere, so you'll never. And there's bathrooms everywhere too, and they're
Oh.
all clean. Every single
the-
subway station, like they're everywhere.
Do they make you pay to use the bathroom, or is
No.
it like do you have to be a customer?
No, well, the thing is, every like 7-Eleven or their version of CVS had bathrooms, and it's kind of implied that if you use their bathroom, you buy something, which
Do
is
they get mad at you?
fine.
Did you not buy anything?
I actually like there's so many subways. I usually use the subway bathroom, and they're spotlessly clean.
Okay.
And they're really big into crane games. You know how those are like yeah, you know, like you put in money and you like try and grab.
Oh yeah, the grabber games. Yeah.
There was like there was this chain called Sega. I think it was owned by like the Sega video game company, and it was like 5 floors of like all these different grabber games.
Oh,
Like it's huge there.
they are. So you're telling me the people in Japan are into different things than we are?
I didn't think anybody was that into crane games.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. There was one at this ice cream place near us where they have a crane game, but it's like for $1, I guarantee that you win. So your kid just keeps playing till he wins.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Yeah, which is that's probably the fair. I mean, because obviously everything you're grabbing out of there is worth less than $1. So like,
Yeah,
Makes-
apparently
makes-
this one has valuable stuff, but it's insanely hard to win stuff.
what kind of valuable stuff? Like you're like getting gold bullion out of there?
No, like collectibles that aren't available. Like my friend told me that the stuff in those games aren't available anywhere else. So if they have like a Pokemon doll, like they aren't available in the stores. Like it's only available in that one crane game. So that's
So
why
people are really into getting these things.
Yes, because that's the only place you can get it.
What other weird things did you see when you were in Japan?
I found another area like those mini bars with mini restaurants. So we went to this tiny little restaurant that fit about 6 people. And
How was the food?
it was all right. It was more like finger food. So we got like, you know, fish bowls and like little chicken wings and, you know, like a bunch of little things, like little foods for a little bar.
I mean, I guess overall, I mean, how was the food in like all of Japan?
Oh, really good. I mean,
Okay.
the ramen is out of this world.
Sushi that made you sick. How was that?
That was probably the best sushi I ever had, other than the shits part. But I mean, the sushi like melted in your mouth. It was ridiculous. But I went to this one ramen place that was it was probably the best place we went to, and there was a line around the corner, which is weird because there's a million places, and most places don't have a line. They actually opened up a branch in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. We went to a cat cafe, which is you drink tea and hang out with a room full of cats.
That seems creepy.
Yeah, they, like you could buy treats and then they like surround you and you feed them. And
Was
they
it
try
just
and
all
climb up you.
lesbians there? Or?
There was that place was just completely filled up with women.
Oh, like hot women or like old women?
Japan is ridiculous. Like
Or all women that look exactly the same?
I'm not a religious guy, but when I was in Japan, I would look to my left and I'd be like, "Oh my Lord!" I look to my right, I'd be like, "Sweet Mary, Mother of God." The women there were just out of this world.
Did you at any point think like, if my girlfriend wasn't here, I'd clean up?
Yeah, she actually even said like, "There's so many beautiful people here." I'm like, I was trying to play cool. I'm like, really? I haven't noticed. She's just
Do you
like,
think? Do you think? I mean, like, obviously you stick out there. Do you think like they're into white guys there? Like, you would like if you were in Japan, you would like just like
yeah, it's
you-
like
knock it out of the park there.
there's a good proportion of them that are traditional and only want to date Japanese guys, but then there's another portion that are like, oh, you're really different. Like that's attractive to me.
Were any of them like hitting on you?
No. Well, one group did.
Tell us more about this.
They knew the word cute in English. because as they were passing me, they said cute, cute.
Oh, it wasn't like an interact. They just passed you.
Like I was walking to the.
They passed you and giggled.
There was a point where Cat wasn't feeling good, so I went out. May have gone back
Looking
to the
for a replacement.
I may have gone
You
back.
stay home. I'll try to get an STD.
I will bring you medicine.
I may have gone back to the video game area with the Maid Cafe, and yeah, I was walking back to the apartment. They were passing me, and they said cute, cute.
And you were like, sucky, sucky?
I was like, I wish I knew how to say more than hello.
Is that your Asia trip? Because I think we should get to questions because the show. I think we don't have the time for anything else to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty much the highlight. They have a other than the Cat Cafe, they have a Hedgehog Cafe and a Penguin Bar. Which
I think I'd go to the Penguin Bar over the Hedgehog one.
Yeah, I really want to go to we didn't have time. I really wanted to go to the Penguin Bar.
The Hedgehog one doesn't sound that good.
Yeah. Yeah, I could take that one or leave it. Lorenzo writes, our email is thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com.
Jay, could you edit what you just said and put it on the last show? Because we didn't know the email address.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to call you guys out for. You goddamn idiots didn't know any of the contact information. Peter knew more of the contact information than you guys.
Oh, nobody calls us anyway.
Oh, gives a crap. I thought you had said, by the way, that you would listen to the show and there were things you disagreed with. Is there anything you wanted to bring up?
Well, one was the audio thing. I don't even remember what the rest of it was now.
How do you disagree with that?
Because the audio wasn't that good, so it shows that I do have some value. Apparently, it's not.
Apparently the extra 500,000 to 600,000 listeners we had disagreed.
Apparently, it's not.
And maybe they liked it better because they couldn't hear us.
Yeah, apparently it's not entertainment value. Maybe Peter just has a lot of friends.
Peter sounded like you, so maybe they just thought it was you and me and Mark on a shitty connection.
He was a good host. He kept the conversation going.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
He came prepared with some good questions too.
Yes,
I like that.
He did a great job filling in. Peter, anytime Jay gets lost in an Asian country, you could guest host.
Because I've had some people who hosted the show who came with absolutely nothing. So if I'm not talking, it's just silence. These were back in the earlier, rougher Brink days.
The dark days.
So
the pre-Mark era.
The post-Bry pre-Mark era had some rough episodes.
Like what? Can we cut to a scene here?
No.
Hi, Jay. Thanks for having me on.
That's like when you used to have like Leon on, right?
Yeah, I had one girl.
We're doing a scene, Jay. What are we gonna talk about?
Did you bring anything you want to talk about?
I got sunburn.
Cool story.
It's not cool because it hurts.
Oh, all right. Well, that's really, this is a comedy show, right?
I know, and I don't appreciate you not making light of the fact that I hurt myself with sun.
Well, I'm glad you could make it to the show today.
You should find someone named Mark and have him be on the show because he's better than me.
I think I'll do, and I'll never invite you back again. The website I got back up that nobody's ever going to go to is brinkofsanityshow.com.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go there now.
You could see our. I revamped the entire site. It looks way better.
What'd you call it? Sunk cost?
Sunk cost, yeah.
Sunk cost.
Should be sunkcost.com.
Maybe I could buy sunkcost.com.
By the way, it looks much better. It's the same website.
No,
it's the exact same website before.
It's absolutely completely different.
Here's the best part about this debate we're having, like this argument about whether it's the same website or different. No one's ever going to find out if I'm wrong.
I wonder if sunkcost.com's taken. I could buy it and just reroute it to brinkofsanityshow.com.
Sunkcost.com is... If I spell it right. It's yours, Jay. You want it. It can be the new Brink of Sanity homepage.
More money wasted.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, let's say your boss says to you, I have this holiday mansion in the Caribbean and you and your partner can use it for a week. All expenses on me, flights, food, the lot. So you go and you have a great time. Then when you return, you tell him what a great time you had. Then he says, I was looking at security footage, and it looks like your partner went skinny dipping. She has a great set of tits. In fact, she was the best jerk-off session I've had in years watching the footage. I'm giving you a one-off $20K bonus because of those titties. What do you do?
When he says, what do you mean, how do you invest the 20K?
Yeah, exactly.
In websites. Just buy up websites.
What do you do? Bri, would you get offended in any way?
I think I take the money.
Yeah,
It is
isn't
$20,000.
It's kind of a compliment.
It's already happened.
I don't have to tell her, right?
No.
I can just take the money.
Yeah, take the money and
Pocket it.
run.
Yeah, I feel like if it's already happened, it's not like he said $20,000. Can I see a picture of your wife's titties?
Yeah.
He's just like, can I? I've already seen it. I jerked off to it. All the damage is already done. So
As long as he didn't see me, I wouldn't care.
what if he saw you, Bri? He goes, I saw a picture of you skinny dipping and I jerked off to it. Here's $20,000. What would you do, Bri?
What if he said, Bri, I saw a picture of you skinny dipping. Those are the greatest set of titties I've ever seen.
No, let's just go to my example, Bri. What do you do? He says, I jerked off to your naked body. Here's $20,000. What do you do?
Wait, who is this guy? He's my
Your
boss?
boss. He's your boss, yes. When you go back to work tomorrow, your boss has naked pictures of you that he's jerking off to as you walk in.
I think I file a sexual harassment claim.
But then you don't get the $20,000.
Well,
You might get a lot more, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, but lawyers are really expensive. You're gonna the lawyer like maybe. Well, is it sexual harassment if he jerks off to you?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he what if he just says like, "Hey, look at his titties."
Lorenzo writes, Hey guys, just got an email from HR saying it's bring your dog to work day in a few weeks here in the office. Has there been a more retarded idea in the history of mankind? I want the world to know I hate dogs. I would put that on a billboard if I had money with a picture of my face and my phone number on there.
Fuck you.
What unpopular opinion that you hold would you put on a billboard for all to see? I also do not like dogs.
I would probably fill up every billboard in America with the things that I hate.
Yeah.
Bring your dog to work day is pretty bad.
Bryce would be like that Mr. Burns dome that he put over Springfield. It would just be this huge rant of things Bry hates.
Every day the list grows. I just get so annoyed with everything.
You can save it for the next show, Jack. Bri, we're running out of time.
Sorry.
But I'm going to actually mention one story I wanted to bring up. Because it was pretty short, but not even a story, but just I thought there's a headline right now. Do you know how expensive it is to house a prisoner in California?
It's probably like more than my annual salary.
The per prisoner cost is $75,000.
Yeah, it's more than my annual salary.
Why can't you just give the prisoner $50,000 not to commit a crime? Here's $50,000 a year. Just don't commit a crime this year.
I mean, I could house a prisoner for way less than that. Split the difference.
I could house a lot of them for. I can house like thousands of them at Planet Fitness. It's only $10 a month. But $75,000. I mean, like, if you were a prisoner, I'm like, we're gonna put you in jail, or I'll pay you $50,000 a year just not to commit a crime. Isn't right. $50,000 a year enough not to commit a crime?
Yeah.
Like California should hire me. Like, I'm gonna save you $25,000 per prisoner.
That's insane. I don't know why it costs that much.
I don't know. They said, like, I mean, there's prison guards. They have facilities. Who the hell knows?
I guarantee I could slash that in half.
I mean, I'm not. I guess I wasn't in favor of the death penalty until I heard this cost. And if I was a taxpayer, I'd be like, why don't we just kill them all? It'd be cheaper.
Well, yeah, I always felt that way with the life imprisonment. Why spend like $5 million on the guy when you could just use a rope? Also, they say it costs like millions of dollars to kill them. Like, whatever.
Well, because they allow the person to have 1 million appeals because they want to make sure they don't execute innocent people.
Well, not even
like,
that. The injection apparently costs like $70,000 or something. Like, what happened to the guillotine worked just fine.
Yeah, I mean, is the guillotine any less cruel? Like, I
No,
mean, like you're
because
injecting someone with a poison, they're dying. The guillotine, it's over in like a second.
Yeah, it's instant, so it's not cruel at all.
No one ever gets the guillotine and doesn't die.
Right.
Like unlike the lethal injection where they're like having trouble killing people.
Yeah, or the electric chair where it doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah, like guillotine, like it just flat out worked.
Okay, Facebook. What's your story? Didn't you have a story?
I mean, I do have a story, but I'll save it for next show.
Okay.
It's gonna take a while. We're running. What is it? Almost 2 hours now. And we have like a bunch of Facebook questions.
Yeah, let's just do Facebook. We'll read the other 2 emails next week too.
Okay. Eris writes, how do you guys feel about all the Islam attacks in London, and do you still believe we should continue to allow refugees in this country?
I am against terror attacks. Hot take.
Wow.
I know.
Rye, are you...
I'm so confused, like, why all that stuff was going on in England and Trump was tweeting about his travel ban. It's like, did anyone tell him that it didn't happen in America? Like, why is he promoting his travel ban? Yeah,
Well,
we
he's
don't
saying-
need your travel ban because the terrorist attacks aren't happening here.
They're attacking...
I didn't understand that.
Because
Did he
he's
think
an
it was like
opportunist.
Manchester, Connecticut, or Manchester, Indiana, Illinois, or wherever that race is? I think there's a race or something.
You thought London Bridge was in Indiana?
Yeah. Did you think it was like it was in Vegas, like a fake one?
I mean, I think the whole point was that if we don't have the travel ban, the bad guys will get here too.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you see the idiot that tweeted something about there's never a terrorist attack at a NASCAR race because everybody's armed? And then everyone's just mocking him, saying, well, there's never been a terrorist attack at a dildo factory because dildos are armed. There's never been a terrorist attack at a nudist colony because they're all,
that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
I if you're like, I don't know. They said also that like they've also stopped a lot of attacks in the UK. So it's not that the attacks have increased as much as they just haven't stopped the most recent ones. It's also like every time there's an attack, all the people that did the attack are always like, "Oh, we were just looking into those people and we ignored them so they could attack."
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is like every time there's an attack, then then you see somebody on the news is like, well, ISIS is taking credit for it. Well, the guy who did it's dead, so ISIS could say whatever they want to. Like, I mean, I could say I took credit for it because the guy's dead. What's he gonna do? Be like, no, I don't know him, or Of course they're going to take credit for it, but it doesn't mean that they actually had anything to do with it. They're just taking credit for it to piss everyone off.
Right.
Oh, and the most recent attack in London is being taken credit for by a random man in Connecticut. Actually, claims that
Well, did you see the guy that shot up the casino in the Philippines last week?
What
This guy
about him?
He walked into a casino and he shot a bunch of people and he robbed it and he walked off with the chips and then he killed himself. And it was like a whole big thing, like, oh, it's terrorism. Well, 2 days later they come to find out the guy was a huge gambler and had like a huge gambling debt, and that was basically why he did it.
Do you think if somebody shot up a place and said they shot it up because they went to brinkofsanityshow.com that we would get any hits?
That could help our show.
I would end up being. I'd end up at the thing at Guantanamo Bay.
Do you think Al Qaeda's like, we were going to take credit for that one too? This is bullshit. We have to get out faster, guys. We have to respond that we take credit before they take credit.
Well, did you ever notice when they find these guys that blow themselves up, their passport is always like in pristine condition?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Not
true.
to get all Alex Jonesy here, but
What your conspiracy is that new passports equal people that are going to blow themselves up?
no. But these people they blow themselves up and they find them in pieces, but they always seem to find their passport like perfectly like in perfect condition near their body.
Like the 9/11 hijackers, they found every single one of their passports all in perfect condition, even though the buildings turned to dust.
Yeah, they didn't find anything else for any of the empty planes that crashed into the buildings, but
No actual planes, but we found all of their IDs.
yeah, all their passports. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, that's not true, but it's cool that you recite it and pretend it's fact.
No, that is true, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because you say no doesn't mean...
on madeupnine11.com, like you
Mark's counter argument is nuh-uh.
really?
And my rebuttal is, yeah, huh?
Okay, 9/11 passports found on Snopes. Let's see what Snopes said. I think Snopes said Jay's a moron. The 10 most widely circulated rumors and conspiracies. Let's see the passport one here.
Mark never believes anything I say.
Oh, passport thing's not real. They really found the passports?
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, well, you said come on, so
I said come on. That's
debunked.
Well, it's like you're arguing. The Keebler elves did the attack.
I would believe that the passport thing is real more than I believe a bunch of flight attendants took over a plane and crashed it in the ground.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, whatever.
What was what's the question? It was about terrorists. Who cares? I mean, you guys care because you live in New York and you guys are a target, and I'm semi-close to it, but I could give a shit. Like, it's just people waste so much energy on that. You know how many people die? Like, how many people in America have died from a terrorist attack since 2001? However many died on 9/11 plus what, like 10?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, more people than that died today from cancer. I mean, who cares? People get so like, oh my God. I'm in St. Paul, Minnesota at the mall. What if a terrorist wants to blow it up? They don't want to fucking blow up St. Paul. Nobody gives a shit about St. Paul, Minnesota.
Mark, I was wrong. Only 3 of the passports were found.
Okay.
Which seems like...
So immediately your story is falling apart.
Seems like an extremely high number of passports to be found out of a building that turned into dust.
They didn't find anyone else's passports.
How do you know that? You don't know that. They could have found other people's passports.
Well, they weren't international flights.
Eris writes, guys, I'm in the market for a laptop or a desktop. What is the best and what brand is best for about $1,700? I'm going to say Apple. I don't know.
Well, no. If it's $700, you're not getting an Apple.
17.
Oh, 17. Yeah, I mean, depends what you want to do. Like, for me, Apple works best. Like, I tried doing this podcast with PCs and we lost half our episodes.
Yeah, what if you wanted to say, like, I don't know, video edit?
Yeah, anything with media, Apple's the way to go.
Okay. Eris writes, Jason, how did you prevent mosquitoes and insects biting you in those countries?
Oh, yeah, did you come back with, like,
Yellow
parvo or anything? Or?
Yeah.
I got 4 pretty nasty mosquito bites. I think they were all in Laos. Nothing too bad, though. I didn't get eaten up as much as I thought, considering, like, I got them all at, like, a waterfront restaurant.
Yeah.
Wasn't.
Did you get, I imagine you got shots before you went there?
No.
Like, you didn't get, like, vaccinated for anything before you went there?
No, you're supposed to.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
You didn't get like vaccinated for say yellow fever? I don't.
Yes, I do have yellow fever.
No, I mean like there's. I know I got vaccines before I went there.
No.
You really didn't?
No.
You probably should have.
Well, I guess apparently black mold. You're not going to be the thing that kills Jay.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Okay. Liam writes, did Jay get food poisoning? We actually covered that. Mm-hmm. Liam writes, Mark, I seen the movie Get Out. You said it was good. Fuck you. It's a horrible mainstream shit. Just because it has made by black actors and directors don't mean you have to white guilt a review. Well, Liam, I thought it was actually a really good movie. And you're fucking wrong.
All right.
Liam writes, yeah. Did you guys not seen that yet? Have you?
No,
I have not.
By yet,
it's gotta,
you mean never?
It's out on video. You guys rent it. It's worth seeing.
Yeah.
Liam writes, Jason, do you plan on renting your whole life? If you were to buy a place, which neighborhood would you realistically be? I'm going to guess Jay's neighborhood is in Pennsylvania, right?
I'm not sure now.
Is it going to be in Long Island with your crew?
Could be. I definitely do not want to rent my whole life, though. I'm still thinking of the neighborhood.
Well, give us some ideas. Throw some things out here.
Pennsylvania's an option, North Carolina's an option, and Long Island is an option.
North Carolina, how'd that get into the picture?
When I went there, I really liked it, and it's way cheaper than New York.
Yeah, well, it can't be as expensive as New York.
My only concern is the job market there.
Didn't your buddy live there? The guy he guest host on the show, he lived there, and he couldn't find a job there, or he had trouble finding a job there.
That was South Carolina.
Oh, okay. It was a Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, people there need taxes done, so.
That is true.
Rosera writes, Jay, what's the price difference in Thailand? Like, how much is a ladyboy and how much is a plate of food? So Jay, when you're like, what's the difference in price when you try to get a ladyboy in Queens versus in Thailand? How much more expensive was it? Or how much less expensive were the ladyboys there?
Yeah, Thailand's definitely cheaper.
The ladyboys were a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And plate of food.
I mean, everything in Thailand's cheaper. Japan was like very similar to New York prices, but I would say Thailand was definitely cheaper.
Zara writes, what are some things you guys want to invest in the future, like companies or stocks or certain things?
Definitely things.
We probably should all be investing in Apple stock and Google and all the other companies that rule the earth.
I would love to get into investing in stock.
The ones that are already maxed out at price.
Yeah, like Facebook. Seems like 1 billion people use Facebook. I bet that's going to go up in value. I'm not going to invest, but I should. What stock, if you had to invest in a stock, like $1,000, you had to go invest in a stock. What stock would you buy?
See, I don't know. I have a bunch of money from my last job sitting in a Charles Schwab account, not attached to any stock. So I actually literally have to make this decision in my life.
Why is it not sitting? Why is it not invested?
Because when I switched jobs, everything like just went into like the general account, and I never like allocated it to a stock.
But didn't that happen like 5 years ago?
Maybe.
You're just sitting on the money there.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
You should ask somebody for financial advice. If only there was someone you knew.
Anyone that was studying this stuff. I
don't study stock investing. You guys have no idea what I do.
What is CPA exam? What's the best thing? How the best way to invest your money? Put it in a fund, but don't put it in actual stocks. Just give it to a broker and let it stay there. Do you earn interest on it?
No.
You have had this amount of money sitting there for 5 years, doing nothing with it, earning zero interest.
Thousands of dollars.
Why?
Because I don't know what to do.
But why don't you do something? Like, why don't you go hey, I'll ask some people, do some research, and make a decision in under 5 years?
I'm going to do it. That'll be my weekend project.
Right. Do you have some retirement savings or some money in stocks or funds?
A little, not much.
Okay, but you put it in something. You don't just leave it there and just under your mattress and go hope it works out.
Yeah, no, it doesn't multiply when you put it under your mattress.
Damn.
Jay, good financial advice from Bri.
No, actually, a friend of mine became a financial advisor, and he took over. My dad hired him to manage his stuff. So I had not a whole lot of money, so I was just like, here, you could take it and do what you want with it. And I think he's made me $50 in a year.
Okay. What's the money invested in?
I don't know.
You're really keeping on top of that.
See, Bride's not much ahead of me in this investing curve.
Yeah, I don't know. It's only $10,000. I think it's $11,000 now. You made me maybe $1,000.
Jay, why don't you put all your money in an S&P index fund? It's a pretty safe investment, or it follows the market at least.
I think I have two sets of monies. One of them, they said if you had over 7,000, you could just put it in this diversified fund, and they'll handle everything. So I think I'm going to do that. But then I have another 5 somewhere else that I have to figure out what to do with.
Are you going to decide in the next 5 years?
I'm going to do it this weekend.
No, you're not. He's doing it as we speak.
How did you get your financial future in so organized? Well, I hosted this podcast, and one of the listeners asked me about it, and I thought, wow, that's a good idea. I should invest the money. You haven't been thinking about that for the last 5 years. You've just been sitting it there, no thoughts on what you want to do with it.
No, I think about it a lot. I just don't know what to do.
What do you think is going to happen? You're going to invest the money. You're I can't believe I bought $10,000 in chickens.
Charles Schwab actually called me the other week and they were like, "Do you want any
guy?
advice on what to do with your stuff.
I know what I'm doing. I'm taking the CPA exam. You didn't think to like ask the guy for some advice? Did you ask for some advice?
Yeah, I
Or
did.
they-
I spent a half hour on the phone.
What advice did he give you? Like, don't leave it. Just leave it there.
Yeah, he said I should probably not do what I'm doing.
And did you follow his advice, or you go like, I'll wait for a break of sanity Facebook question?
A little bit, a little bit.
I'm baffled that you have it sitting there for this long.
Yeah, it's really shitty. I know.
Wow. So if any listeners have advice for how Jay should invest his money, let us know. Jason writes, guys, I have a friend who is a manager at Whole Foods. He told me the food is the same shit sold at normal Key Food supermarket, just repackaged with an organic sticker, which retailers use loopholes to bypass. That once you made food at large quantities to sustain a company's profit, no way it could remain organic. The only organic is the tomatoes you grow in your garden backyard.
I'd believe that.
Yeah, I think the whole organic thing is a lot of bullshit. Wasn't there a whole thing? Do you remember about Whole Foods where they were like overstating the weight of their like meats there?
Yeah, not meats. They're like lunch. Your pay by weight lunches.
Yeah, they were like putting their finger on the scale or whatever they were doing to like overcharge everyone.
Yeah, and everyone basically did your argument of going, nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. 9/11 was by people elves. Jason writes, what will Mark encourage his kids to study in order to make a decent living, considering that they will need a PhD to even get $50K starting salary job, especially if free college does become true. European countries have that, and look how they're doing. I don't know. I feel like the Europeans, like outside of getting blown up by terrorists, they have pretty good lives. Like in Italy, I think they get like 4 weeks paid vacation. It's pretty good.
Yeah, most European countries' quality of life is way higher than ours.
Yeah. What should I encourage my kids to study? I feel like maybe computers would make sense since computers seem kind of important.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. If I had to do it over again, I don't like. On the one hand, like maybe I should have studied computers. On the other hand, I don't know if I would have really liked that or been good at it.
I tried computer science for one semester, but that semester was like a weed out course.
Yeah.
So it was like we didn't use computers. We didn't hear the word computer. It was all these like complicated like algorithms and stuff.
Bri, do you wish you studied computers?
I wish I studied a little more than just basic stuff. It'd be cool to like not really like learn how to hack, but learn how to kind of do some of that kind of stuff.
Jason writes, is a Rolex a watch a good investment?
No.
If you want to know the time, that would be about the only reason.
I had an old boss who used to collect watches and like had this whole big collection. He'd show me, and like I would just be like, "Who gives a fuck? Like, why do you collect watches?"
Yeah, I have a coworker who collects watches.
I don't really understand like that. Like, why would you be into that? But I also don't understand. I don't understand the absolute any point of why you have outside of like having just a lot of money to throw around. Why would you have a Rolex watch? Like, what's the point?
I think the point of Rolexes are just to show off that you have a Rolex.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as any other watch. It's just more expensive because it says Rolex on it.
I'm not even a fan of watches. You guys wear watches?
No.
No, every girlfriend I've had has bought me a watch, and I just don't like them.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Would you ever get the Apple Watch?
Hell no.
No.
Jaime writes, so has Bri gone to U.S. prison since he said Jay was going to Thailand prison? Bri, have you been in prison since last show?
I don't believe so, but I did black out the night of that podcast, so maybe I was in there. I don't know.
Jaime writes, so what you guys think about the NHL Finals and the chats that the fans did in Nashville to watch videos is funny as fuck. I have no idea what happened.
I don't know, but there's been about 15 fights in the game tonight. I've been watching it.
I don't even know who's playing.
I don't.
The Penguins in Nashville. I don't know what I missed the last couple games, so I don't know what he's talking about. But
Hockey finals are always on weird channels.
He shoots, you score. Murray, you suck. It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
well, those are lame.
Yeah, I don't know if that's that good of a chant. I know hockey's like, if I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is a fun sport to watch. And then like I don't watch it after that. It's like
Playoffs. The playoffs have been better than the NBA playoffs, but that's.
I mean, it couldn't be fucking worse than the NBA playoffs.
Worst NBA playoffs that I can remember.
Ever.
Yeah, maybe ever.
Would what all-time teams do you think would actually beat this Golden State Warrior team?
Every team is coming out saying they could beat the Warrior team.
Yeah,
I know, but like realistically, what teams would you think would actually beat them? I know we're not doing the basketball podcast, but
I just think it's funny how when the Cavs were beating the shit out of the Celtics, all I heard was how Kyrie Irving is a better player than Scottie Pippen ever was. And now that the Cavs are getting their asses kicked, it's like, oh, LeBron doesn't have anybody good with him.
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think the Heat teams, his Heat teams were better than these Cleveland teams, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they'd have a? Do you think they have a shot against this Golden State team?
No.
I mean, you think of like Dwayne Wade was like a pretty darn good. Like he was a really good defender. Like the strength of that team, like they have, besides the fact they could such great on offense, like both LeBron and Dwayne Wade were top-notch defenders for Miami, right? And Bosch was a decent defender.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any better shot at like of slowing down Golden State?
I don't think so.
What about the Lakers team, the Shaq Kobe team? Do you think they'd beat them?
No.
I mean, what's the Golden State's answer for Shaq just dominating them in the middle? I don't think Draymond Green is going to stop Shaq.
No, but I don't think Shaq's going to go out to the three-point line either.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that's true too.
see, when you get a team like that, it just let Shaq score every time. Who cares? And discover everybody else.
Yeah, that was most teams'
I mean,
strategy against Shaq.
that's what they should do with LeBron. Just fine. You want to score 100 points, score 100 points, and nobody else is getting a fucking basket.
That's what they did with Kyrie and LeBron. They're like, both of you guys go nuts all night
See,
until you get
the
tired.
thing about this series that I didn't really think of it at the time, but I haven't watched much of it, but after game one, it made me really think about it more. And if you remember a couple years ago when the Spurs played the Heat, the LeBron Heat, when they lost in the 7-game series. In the next series, they were pissed off. Next year, they came back and they blew them out in 5 games because they were pissed off that they lost to the Heat the year before. And I think there's a little of that going on with the Warriors this year, where they're just like, not even with the whole Durant thing, just like, we're just like, we've been waiting a whole year to get back here because we should have won last year. If Green didn't get suspended, we would have won. So we're just gonna fucking blow your doors in.
And we replaced one of our like mediocre starters with arguably the second best player in the NBA.
That helps too.
But if you think about it too, it's really kind of fascinating in the sense that like last year they had the greatest regular season ever, and well they didn't win, and then this year they have like a very good chance of sweeping the playoffs to have the best playoffs ever,
which has never been done, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The
Lakers, the Shaq Kobe Lakers went what 15-1.
15-1. Do you think the Bulls beat them?
I mean, if anybody's beating
probably
them,
the Rodman Bulls do.
Yeah,
I mean, you have 3 elite defenders there. Like,
if anybody's beating them, it's either the Rodman Bulls, the Showtime Lakers, or like the '86 Celtics.
The only thing about like the Showtime Lakers is they, I mean, they're really good, obviously, but they don't. I mean, a team like that's like an offensive.
You need a team that's going to score a lot.
No, that's true, but they're not going to score a lot of threes.
Right. Because I was thinking like the Pistons could shut them down, like Lambeer and Rodman and them, but like they're not going to score enough.
You see, I was thinking a team that would play enough defense to like throw Golden State off.
But they're still going to get their points. I mean, you're not going to hold them to.
I don't know. Maybe.
Points.
Yeah, maybe if you like Cleveland's trying to run with them. Maybe if you like slow them down, that's the only way to beat them.
I don't know if you could slow them down that much. That is a fast team.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's also ridiculous because like
people who listen to the show probably don't like basketball. So
whatever. Curry just takes shots. You're like, every time Curry takes a shot, you're like, well, that was an awful shot that went in from 48 feet away. Like, you're gonna guard him the entire court. Okay, Jaime writes. Only 2 more questions. only 25 more shows until the 300 shots per minute. I have a beer suggestion. So we did for the 100th episode, we did a shot per minute to honor the 100th episode. So Jaime is suggesting we do 300 shots, 100 shot per minute for, whatever. He has a beer suggestion, Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, 9%. You guys would get so fucked up, LOL.
Yeah, I don't want to die on the 300th episode.
Thanks, Jaime, for trying to kill us. Jaime also writes,
thanks.
fuck the 3-question rule. I'm going for the 4 questions. So what's your go-to fast food places or restaurant? What's your go-to fast food place? If you got to go to one fast food place right now to eat, what fast food place do you want to go to?
Now that they have breakfast all day, I go to McDonald's and get an Egg McMuffin. I can eat those all day. I don't care.
I'm going Wendy's for the Frosties and the chili.
I usually
Yeah.
say Taco Bell, but Wendy's has been growing on me lately.
Wendy's is good.
Taco Bell's
You know
always been my favorite.
I mean, Taco Bell's really good, too. I just feel like Taco Bell, the only problem with Taco Bell is I'm like, hey, do I want to spend the rest of the day in the bathroom?
I feel like their quality has gone down lately.
Taco Bell?
Yeah.
I feel like their quality can't go down from where they were.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we learn today, guys?
We learned that Jay did not end up in jail.
Jay's talked a lot about going to Thailand.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. We learned. Okay, so in Thailand, things are different.
We learned
that Jay took the vacation of an 8-year-old.
We learned that you guys just don't understand that it's interesting trying different products from different countries. I don't get why you guys don't understand that.
Do you guys do you have curry chocolate?
We learned that I am completely irrelevant to the fans of this show.
No, we knew that.
Well, now it's proven.
So I have a question. So if Peter's listening, if we need a bump in listeners anytime soon, do you mind if we have you back on? I promise we won't even tell Jay we're recording that week.
All right. Thanks for listening. We're Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, the Brink of Sanity gmail.com, brinkofsanityshow.com, and if you want to leave a voicemail, 631-676-1181 or Skype the Brink of Sanity.
Also, listen to us on Dash Radio.
And listen to our new podcast Without Jay, starring Peter.
All right. We'll be back next week. We have 2 stories we didn't finish this week, so we'll do those next week.
Yeah, we have more things to talk about.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm going.